Hi, Manas Agarwal this side. I'm a real estate investment advisor for those who don't know me. I run a company by the name of MRealty Digital. And today's topic, a very well curated topic, is going to be Alibaug versus Goa. So, if you're an investor, if you're a person who is looking to invest in either of these locations, so this might be the video for you because I'll be diving deep into a brief analysis considering both of these locations, comparing them head to head, telling you, giving you an idea on what's currently happening in both of these demographics, and where, as an investor, should you consider putting down your money. I'll even tell you my own perspective and where I am planning to invest and why. So let's jump straight into it. So the first question that comes up in anyone's mind is, why compare both of these markets? Because first of all, the most common base point between these two markets is that both of these markets are coastal areas. So Goa has been India's long preferred luxury coastal destination, especially for North Indians. Goa has been a place that attracts a lot of tourists. A lot of new developments are also upcoming in Goa, and the lifestyle that Goa offers is kind of unmatched to the common perceiver, especially in the northern India area. So Goa has a well-established reputation. On the other side, Alibag is a new upcoming market. It is still very unexplored. A lot of people from Mumbai are actually building up, setting up their second homes, buying land, investing in plots, and ultimately planning to live there. So Alibag is upcoming compared to Goa, which is already well established. Now let's dive deep into the Alibag's market and what you should know before considering any investment decision. So we are seeing serious movement in the market right now. Marquee developers like MR and Oberoi Reality are securing their land parcels there. Means there's upcoming development that's going to happen that we are going to see in the coming years, which will of course appreciate the rates. Now, infrastructure is catching up too. New speedboat and ferry services actually allow you to travel from, let's say, Bombay. If you're taking a speedboat to Alibag, it's going to take you maximum 15 to 20 minutes to reach to the port. Secondly, if you're taking a ro ship, which is a kind of a setup where you can take your car directly, park it in the ship, be seated in your car for like 45 minutes or 50 minutes of the duration of the journey, and you can directly reach Alibag sitting in your car. So these are the connectivity areas. A lot of new developments are also going to happen, which will connect directly Mumbai to Alibag, making it much easier to drive down there. Looking forward, the main important part to note down is the land scarcity in Alibag, because being a coastal area, the CRZ law, which is the coastal regulation zone, applies in Alibag, which makes the land approximately 500 meters from the sea unconstructible. So that land is not allowed to be constructed on. So that makes the land in Alibag very scarce, because one side is the mountains and the other side is sea. The only available land is in the middle. And due to the CRSZ law, 500 meters the land from the sea is also not usable. So that makes the land very scarce. Plus, the mountain area makes 90% of the land actually forest area, which is preserved by the government. So this tells us wherever the land is limited, the land is scarce, the rates always tends to go up. History has proved itself again and again. So there is nothing new here. Land is limited, the prices will definitely go up. The another point to keep in mind is the rising demand in Mumbai's wealth market, which is making the housing market unaffordable for many people. Like you get a normal, let's say a 2 BHK apartment approximately around 2000 to 2500 square feet area in a good established community for around almost like 9 crore rupees. The same money you invest in Alibag, you can get a 1 acre of land parcel, and you can construct it according to your own needs and requirements. So that makes Alibag more desirable in the eyes of an investor who's already living in Mumbai. Because investing 1 hour into reaching there is less of a hassle than staying in a space which is smaller, uh, looking at your own requirements. So yeah, that was a deep dive into Alibag's market. Now let's dive deep into the Goa's market. What's going on? What are the future prospects, infrastructure that's coming up there? Now Goa, it's known worldwide as we all know. A lot of tourist attraction that makes the market very stable. Now it has international accessibility, of course, because of the airport, strong rental yields driven by tourism, and mature developer ecosystem. The infrastructure is well developed, airport connectivity, hospitality ecosystems, resale liquidity. Over the years, legal frames have adapted to regularize legacy structures, giving some flexibility. Uh, but still, a lot of land in Goa is very disputed because of course, the titles not being clear. So that makes it a very risky market to enter. I have, me being an investor, I've never been really interested in the Goa's market, especially because of this reason. Now, let's compare the pros and the cons related to both of the markets, Alibag and Goa. First, coming to Alibag, the pros: scarcity driven appreciation thanks to CRZ, as we talked about the land scarcity there. Second, premium branded community living will be developed in Alibag because we are seeing top developers entering that market, and top developers' first choice is always community living. Third point being game changing connectivity from Mumbai. Land prices skyrocketing in Mumbai, so that would make Alibag a more desirable location to invest in. The fourth point, lower entry point compared to Goa, if comparing on average per square foot. Now the cons, talking about Alibag cons, it's a new market, fewer resale comps, higher execution risk. Now infrastructure and legal clarity vary project by project, so there's a lot of clarity that's coming up, which projects are coming up, the new developments. So that still needs to be figured out. And if you buy the wrong plot, costs can escalate quickly because there are a lot of hidden costs in these coastal areas that you need to be considerate of. Now coming to the Goa market, for the pros are the established tourism rental demand, the easier navigation via known brokers and developers, of course, because it's a established market already. The resale market is very liquid because there's always certain kind of demand that's present in Goa, primarily because of the airport access and because of the footfall of the tourist, because the lifestyle that is promoted around Goa makes it a desirable location for a lot of tourists to be always present there, you know. Now, talking about the cons, prices already peaked in many pockets. So the Goa rates have already appreciated to a point uh, which was not expected. The prices are already at an all-time high. So that leaves us with less gap of appreciation because there's a ceiling attached to every market. Prices just can't, 100x just because it's a desirable location. There's a ceiling, and then the prices don't stagnate, they expand. So if one area is seeing a massive demand, doesn't mean that area will keep on seeing demand. Yeah, so that was it. That was giving you a brief idea on both of these markets, current situation, upcoming infra, and what is actually going on. Now both of these markets have their pros and the cons. Now after the video, what I'll do is I'll attach a price list also, uh, a brief which will give you a brief analysis related to the areas, the famous areas in both of these markets, give you a brief idea on the prices per square foot comparing both of the markets. Plus, also I'll attach a sheet which shows the upcoming development projects in both of these areas. As far as I know, Oberoi Realty has secured a 900-acre land parcel in Alibaug, so that we are going to see some upcoming development there for sure. Now, coming to the summary and telling you my own perspective, uh, I recently had the chance of visiting both of the markets, and I am practically betting on Alibag. And here are the reasons why. First of all, land scarcity. That's a huge thing for me, specifically because I've been a big advocate for land over the years. I've seen land prices go up and up. I've personally made huge banks on land. So yeah, land scarcity is the topmost priority for me, and Alibag offers me that. The CRZ laws there are very strict, so 500 meters from the sea, no construction allowed. On the other side, mountains, which makes the land 90% forest area. So land being very scarce makes it a desirable location for me. Second of all, connectivity. Easy connectivity from Mumbai. Mumbai rates skyrocketing, so easy maths. Great connectivity. In one city, the rates are here. The other city rates are here. So if the connectivity improves, rates are of course gonna balance themselves out here, right? So that's what we are gonna see in the coming years. Now, premium branded communities coming up in Alibag. As I told you, I'll be mentioning some of the developers at the end of the video. I'll share a sheet. And the growth infrastructure. There is a growth story in motion. Ferry improvements, branded developers, and Mumbai overflow all coverage into long-term appreciation potential. So a lot of appreciation potential in Alibag compared to the Goa's market where the appreciation has already happened. There's no much room left compared to the Alibag market. See, I'm not saying Goa is bad, the rates in Goa won't go up. They will, but there is a certain kind of ceiling, and the entry point is what matters the most. Even if you're entering that market at, let's say, a higher rate, so this gives you a less chance to grow compared to the ceiling. Where in another market in Alibag, the entry point is lower and the appreciation potential is huge. So this leaves you with a lot of room. So yeah, that was it. We talked about both of the markets. We dived deep into each market, compared them head to head. I told you what I am planning to do and my point of view. I hope all of this information might not be the exactly correct information, but yeah, this was my study over the past 6 months. What I found helpful, how I see markets, how I am planning to put down my investments. So I hope it helps you too. But of course, your goals might be different, your circumstances might be different. So take that into consideration as well. Or if you want me to, I can even give you a breakdown for a specific plot or a side by side cost comparison sheet. Just drop a comment here or DM us Alibag, and I'll run the numbers for you. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and please do share if you found this video helpful, or if you think this video can be helpful for someone else. So thanks for watching and see you again in the next video.